Hey, sports fans! Welcome to another edition of Inside Sports alongside Nick Dietz. I'm Sean Kwalishin, and today we're going to be breaking down the MLB for you, just to show on baseball. So
exciting!
It will be. But let's just get started right now with the American League East, and we'll take a look at the top end. Look who's sitting up top: the New York Yankees at 12-6, second best record in the major leagues, well, percentage-wise. Nick, is that a surprise to you or no?
Not at all. You know it's going to be between the Yankees and the Red Sox, and it will be this year. You see the Red Sox on a 5-game winning streak, 8-2 in their last 10 games.
Their pitching has been huge.
They're on fire. They're finally getting the run support that they need. 10-11 in third place, sitting behind the Tampa Bay Rays. But
who's also been a pretty surprise story coming back from both teams, both the Red Sox and the Rays, had an awful start to the season. I don't mean to offend any fans, but 0-6. The Rays weren't much better there, 3-8. And they both turned it around to both of them just being about 500 and 3.5 games back of the Yankees. So, I mean, pretty impressive.
Yeah, and you look, the Yankees and Rays are also on 7-3 records for the last 10 games as well. So
both teams have been playing extremely well right now.
The top three in this division are going to stay on fire. But the Yankees are only 12-6, and both the Rays and Boston both have 11 losses already. So I think the Yankees are going to be able to hold on to it if they keep consistent play and their pitching does well. And
that's the key for the Yankees.
The pitching.
Because
they'll get the run support. Already 109 runs. One of the best in MLB right now.
But with Phil Hughes on the DL with a dead arm, that's his injury, or right arm fatigue as it's put. I mean, they were expecting a big year out of him. So, I mean, people like Freddie Garcia have been stepping up big for them, but it'll be interesting to see.
And to quickly address the falling birds in the standings.
Oh, Bucks Birds started out 6-1 on the season, and now they are 8-12. They were on an 8-game losing streak at one point, just got swept by the Yankees. They had to figure something out. I mean, they can't keep losing. I mean, the fans in Baltimore were so excited after that 6-1 start. I think all baseball fans were, and now for
even the Toronto Blue Jays now lost 2 in a row, sitting at 9-12, not doing much better with the good start that they kind of had at the beginning too. But moving on to the American League Central, we have Cleveland at the top, one of your favorite teams for the season.
They were off to a really hot start. And 13-8 is not bad. I mean, really, it's behind the pitching of Justin Masterson, who's 4-0 on the season. And, I mean, they just got back Grady Sizemore, a great hitter, a great defender, plays really good defense. So I look for him to make a big impact. And the team has just been playing well. I mean, the Royals were behind them, but they took 2 of 3, I believe, from a series with them. Detroit's coming back up. But right now, I mean, at home, with a 7-2 record, Cleveland isn't doing too bad. But they're on a 3-game losing streak. But I feel like they'll be able to snap out of it. And right now, I think they're the favorites to take the Central. I mean, I don't know if Kansas City will be able to stay up with them. I think Detroit will make a comeback with Verlander and Austin Jackson and Miguel Cabrera and play because they definitely have good players. But right now, I'm really liking the Indians.
Yeah, but both on losing streaks now, 3 games for each. So we'll have to see what happens there. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have Detroit and Minnesota, kind of on the rise. A 4-game win streak for Detroit and a 3-game win streak for Minnesota. So we'll have to keep tabs on them. Still, 1.5 to 4 games back, but Detroit's caught up to Kansas City now in the standings. So one of those teams will probably end up second. Whether or not they can afford the wild card, I'm not sure.
I don't know with the Yankees and even the Rays now. I mean, you can't. I don't think you can just count the Rays out yet. I mean, everybody thought, losing Manny, they're done. Evan Longoria is out right now, and Sam Fold has been playing fantastic for them. Some guy who's a bench player. Manning leaves. He's a great defender. And he was batting something like...
I thought we were talking about the Central, Sean. Anyways, on to the American League West. We have Texas at 14-7, even more impressive than the Yankees record right now, which is not that much of a surprise. Without Josh Hamilton as well, until he gets back.
Arm. And they lost Cliff Lee, their top ace. So,
But they've won three in a row. 5-5 in the last 10, but it's on the rise. 10-2 at home.
That's what's key, is that when they're at home, they are dominant. So what teams have to do to beat them is play them on the road. 4-5 on the road. But I mean, if you get them in Arlington, I mean, that's their park. They
112 runs so far.
Ian Kinsler, Nelson Cruz. I mean, that's their park. They know how to win there. And then behind them at 12-10 are those Los Angeles Angels, who I thought were on the rise. The last time we talked about them, they had a 5-game win streak going. Now they just got swept by the Red Sox. They're on a 4-game losing streak, and they're falling to 12-10.
Yep. And I was not expecting a lot out of them at the beginning of the season. It kind of surprised me to see such a great start, but now it's slipping a little bit. We'll see if they can hang on. You know that they're probably going to end up second in that division, seeing as the Athletics and the Mariners are not great teams this season. But
Oakland was swept by Boston as well on that road trip. So, I mean, I think that just shows how much more powerful the teams are in the East than the West, like in comparison.
Yeah, true, except for Texas.
Oh, Texas is a strong. I mean, AL champs last year. So, I mean, we'll see if they can try and repeat that.
Now over to some National League action. Talking about the East first, with obviously one of the favorite teams to win the World Series this year.
The favorite team. It's,
Yep.
I mean, I don't know about I mean, I'm a Yankee fan, but my personal opinion are the Phillies. I mean, how can you not pick them with Roy Halladay, Cliff Lee, Roy Oswalt, Cole Hamels, Joe Blanton?
Yep.
I mean, Blanton's not the best pitcher, but those other 4 guys are capable of being number 1s or like high number 2s on any other pitching staff in the entire league.
Drop a little bit of knowledge. Last game, Roy Halladay, all these pitchers actually got off to a kind of slow start. I wrote a little bit about him in a blog, and they were doing great, but not as good as last season. But last game, Roy Halladay pitching 8 2/3 innings with 1 run given up, not earned, and only giving up 5 hits, and overall a 2.41 ERA.
He's a workhorse. I mean,
exactly.
That just proves like how tough he is.
And even better this year so far, Roy Oswalt with a 1.88 ERA, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Ridiculous so far.
Under
Very
2.
good.
I mean, and like the NL East is it's not like a easy division. I mean, the big surprise for me in this division, the Marlins sitting in second, and even the Nationals sitting at third. At 10-10.
All 4 of these teams on win streaks right now: 5-1, 1-3, and 4. So the division looking to pick up.
Looks like the Mets trying to make a comeback down the 9-13 record. I mean, when you look at their team on paper, Jose Reyes, David Wright, Carlos Beltran. I mean, their offense, Jason Bay.
Mets fans have to be so frustrated, especially after last season. But we'll see. All these teams a little bit on the rise. Even the Nationals not doing so bad this season.
No, and that's without Steven Strasburg, that amazing pitcher.
So we'll have to keep tabs on that. But Philly, obvious favorites to win the division.
Philly, but I mean, I'm not gonna knock Florida yet. Josh Johnson and Anibal Sanchez, 2 great pitchers.
Anibal Sanchez just having the complete game with only one hit. So congrats to him.
Yeah, it was in the 9th inning he lost his no-hit bid. It was a good game to watch, that's for sure.
So over to the National League Central, we have a little bit of a struggling division.
It's a struggling division, but it's tight.
It is.
The first 5 teams, are divided by 2.5 games. That's even your Pittsburgh Pirates.
Even the Pirates not doing too bad. 9-12. I'd take that any season with them so far.
But I mean, St. Louis, they got off to an uncharacteristically slow start, and Albert Pujols. Pujols now up to 7 home runs, tied with Troy Tulowitzki for the NL lead. So I think that really, I feel like St. Louis is going to really kind of take over this division. I feel like they have the team to take over this division.
And I don't think the rest of the teams, with how tight it is, if it stays like this, are going to, any of them be good enough to win the wild card in this division. But we'll have to check into that.
It'll be interesting. Milwaukee and Cincinnati are right there too. And I mean, you got some firepower on Milwaukee with Ryan Braun and Prince Fielder. Although, I've been hearing rumors that if Milwaukee's not in playoff contention by the All-Star break, they might be trying to ship out Prince Fielder to make some cap room.
Yeah.
Or not cap room, excuse me, but just to free up some of the salary.
Well, he's going to want to start to be on a winning team. They had that one good season a few years ago, but...
they had CeCe.
Yeah, but... he's seeing the good players around him kind of go away to better teams, and he wants to be one of them. I think he deserves, with his hitting abilities, to win a World Series or 2. But,
he's a fantastic power hitter.
Yeah, so we'll have to
maybe we'll see if I'm thinking top teams that won them, AL powerhouses,
the ones
Yankees,
with the money,
Red Sox. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to keep an eye on that when we get closer to the All-Star break.
Yep. So over to the National League West now to finish up the MLB. We have Colorado Rockies at 14-7. Not a surprise after the great start they've had. But a little bit of a surprise overall.
I would agree. I credit all to Troy Tulowitzki. He's a fantastic player. He can hit for average. He can hit for power. He's fast. He's a great player. He's just what you want in a shortstop. He's a younger Derek Jeter, but better.
and especially in their division with the three bottom teams, the Giants, the Arizona Diamondbacks, and the San Diego Padres, all on 4-game losing streaks. And Colorado is the only team with positive run differential, plus 20, whereas some of the other teams, minus 19, minus 14. Awful offenses compared to...
Now, I have a question for you. Who do you think is going to finish second in that division? You think it's going to be defending World Series champions, the Giants, or the Dodgers, who's being led by
Matt Kemp with
Kemp
a 402.
402.
The last one with a 400 batting average.
As of now.
I think, in my opinion, the Dodgers will end up second. I think it'll be close, but it's all going to come down to pitching. Is the Dodger pitching going to be good enough? You know the Giants is going to be.
Exactly. Is it Clayton Kershaw? Is he going to do it? Or, you have Tim Lincecum, Matt Cain.
You know, pitching.
Jonathan Sanchez.
Pitching says the Giants. Batting kind of leads me towards the Dodgers. We'll have to see which one prevails overall.
I think it'll be a tight race throughout. I think Colorado will have the division in the end of the year. But I think it'll be a tight race because I think potentially that's where you get the wild cards from the West.
Yep, maybe. So I think that's it for us.
Yeah,
I'm Nick Dietz.
It's the MLB right now. You know what I mean? I ruined that.
You just fucked that whole thing up.
Oh, I'm Sean Qualishin.
I'm Nick Dietz.
And this is Inside Sports.
I thought we were talking about the Central. But anyway, over to the West.
Sean Qualishin here, behind the scenes of Inside Sports. I'm just going to show you, and Nick Dietz will show you the wonderful studio we got working for us. It's a nice little green screen, a lamp, a fan to keep us really cool in the top basement.
Here is the, this is standing mode.
Yeah, this is standing mode.
This is sitting mode. Here you see we have a nice extendable table, high quality. And then we have some pallets, I believe, that we sit upon. Some metal chairs with some nice cushioning. I don't know if we can find one.
They're pulled up in the corner there.
Keeps our feet nice and safe from the holes.
Yeah, well, we wear pretty high quality. Nick wears some kind of pink slippers.
Yeah, it's Sean's
I have no idea what that's about.
Sean's
but I'm rocking the Crocs today. You know, they're comfortable and they're just good footwear. If you know anybody who knocks Crocs,
Crocs,
hey,
they're not branded. They're not branded.
you just don't say that.
Why are there coat hangers on the floor?
Oh my god! But that's just a little behind the scenes for you guys. I mean, I'm sure you're pretty curious how we make the magic happen. So that's all. Shut up, Nick. All right, that's our relationship behind the scenes too. It's not all.
It's not weird.
It's not weird.
I have a girlfriend.
I don't know. All right.
What? He talks to girls. No,
I talk to girls. I just haven't been dating somebody for 17 months. All right.
Yourself look weird.
All right. See you guys.